We don't often have the opportunity to just stop and completely rethink a system, complex problems.
This time I really wanted to join a challenge which didn't have any limitations, which was driven by this co-creation spirit.
For a long time I asked the question, what makes my life meaningful actually?
If nature were a person, what would he or she or they do to essentially keep themselves in balance? I actually used to have a classmate. She was appalled once that there was dirt on her vegetables when she got from the store. She didn't have the mental connection oh, this food is grown somewhere.
We brought up the topic of soil in the team field, where we actually all have to work together in order to achieve our goals, while there's still competitive friction, where there's this fight for scarce resources in terms of contracts and budgets.
Ethnic violence basically most of the time is about the scarcity of certain good ground.
We have to somehow keep our attention on that. Well, our attention would be much better put actually focus on the goals we somehow all want to achieve. There's a lot of high tech, a lot of cool new satellites, or now high altitude pseudo satellites being made available for military operations, for oil, gas, mineral extraction. Well, of course, those satellites could be also of great use for nature preservation.
Without soil, we, the ecosystem, wouldn't have the abilities to generate oxygen, filter water, store water, to have reserves and to balance the system itself.
The interesting thing about soil is, of course, it's a huge carbon sink, where it's not just about providing nutritious food, but indeed to regulate our climate. It's also about preventing us from natural disasters. What if we wouldn't need soil anymore to grow our food? Once you start with one, you might start shaking the concepts of the others. Where will you go from scarcity to abundance? Does this bring us to an interesting kind of standpoint to rethink soil as not the source of food necessarily?
We've behaved as though nature is something for us to take from, but if we give back to nature, it will give more back to us, and that's sort of how it works as well.
What if cities would have more the function of a functioning forests, or kind of permaculture? So if they come somewhere that they don't destroy the land, they build it up, they clean the air, they provide fresh water.
For movable cities, maybe you could at least look at examples of what's already there, like nomad cultures. And also in India, you have pretty old nomads that traveled around.
The Nature 2.0 challenge, which kind of invites your personal dreams, which are being reflected and projected on this challenge. And I think that's somehow very inspirational.
And what I think is so unique about this specifically is that this hackathon affords an opportunity to work outside of those boundaries and limitations. It's bringing people together into a bubble for the sake of opening up everyone else's bubbles.
What made click for me the most is don't think how nature would act as a human, rather rethink on how we would act as nature, as a tree, interacting with other trees.
The idea of the hackathon itself being a community of people that are oftentimes equally driven and motivated to accomplish something bigger, to create meaning essentially through trying to work together and create something better.
Our call to action and call to those who are interested in contributing really comes down to what you would consider valuable as a contribution to a nature-based system, ensure cohesion, collaboration, co-development across the board. Everybody can contribute equally. So we're looking at engineers of systems. We're looking at those who benefit from engineering solutions. We're looking at thinkers, educators, consumers. So everyone, we would love your opinions. We would love to talk, debate, and really undress what the issues are today and how we can come down to a flow.